Alright, something else that needs to be taken apart on Virago carburetors, because gunk can get in there, is you gotta, pull the choke tube out. It's the plug, spring that holds the tube in, and then there's a tube inside here. Pull the tube out, and underneath the tube there are more jets here and here. The large one goes off to the side, the small one goes in the center. You got to take those out and get it cleaned down inside there, because that's another passage that fuel goes through into the pilot and main jets. Continue on. Okay, now I have all the necessary components taken out of it. Take notice to how all the ports and channels run through the carburetor itself, so that you know, or can get a pretty good idea of where the fuel goes once it enters the carburetor. This is our main fuel line. It goes down into the carb body, and we can't see anywhere where it goes through. So we have to try to figure, well, how do they get holes in this thing? Oh, there's a little plug right here. So that means when it was manufactured, it was drilled straight in. Gas comes down here, and then the fuel goes over into this chamber. You are going to want to look for openings in here. The fuel continues on across. There's an opening here that was drilled from the factory. That's going to come out inside. So we need to make sure that if there's any openings on the sides of here. I don't think there is any openings in the side. I can't really see it. There's a lot of dirt in there, that's for sure. But then the gas continues on through to the pilot jet. We're going to shoot carburetor cleaner and compressed air into there, and then continues on to the pilot jet. And we're going to have some we're going to make sure that this dip tube that goes down into the float bowl, we have to make sure that's open. There's two small holes where the fuel finally comes out. There's one here. I don't know if you can see that. There's two holes, one in the bottom closer to the edge and one right under the throttle plate opening. We have to make sure that these two holes are clear. What I use for that works really well is some guitar string. You might use different sizes for different size ports. I have a I think it's an, I don't know, I'm not a musician. I think somebody called it an A string once, but it's 8/1000ths of an inch, so that I can poke through all the openings to make sure that they're clear the whole way through. Also, there's another opening in the float bowl itself. There's a tiny little hole in here for an overflow. It comes out of here. Make sure that you can shoot carburetor cleaner through that it passes through. And then once you have everything completely clean, make sure that carburetor cleaner and or compressed air can travel in and out and through every opening, and it all has to be perfectly clean. No residue, no little crumbs, anything like that. Make sure that you have a clean work area and get all your crumbs cleaned up, because you don't want crummy carburetors. Anything, even, well, see by the size of this wire how small of a particle could block one of the openings in here, because there's a couple of openings in here that this barely fits in, maybe 10 thousandths of an inch. But hopefully that helps you out. Thanks for watching.